Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry if my energy is a little low today, I'm pretty tired. But I really wanted to film this video anyway because I'm going to be starting a project that I thought of several months ago. So probably most of you guys don't know my reading taste yet, considering that I've only posted 2 videos on YouTube at the time of recording this. And I think I only have 14 or so posts on Instagram, Bookstagram, so far. But probably 50% of what I read is fantasy. This is because fantasy is one of the easiest genres for me to get into. The other 50% of my reading is comprised of science fiction, nonfiction, some classics, a few contemporaries occasionally, maybe a little bit of literary fiction, maybe a little bit of historical fiction. I think that's everything. Out of that other 50%, fantasy, everything else, right? 50-50 or so. One of my favorites is sci-fi. I actually grew up reading a ton of sci-fi. Sci-fi is one of my dad's favorite genres, and so he used to read me and my brother bedtime stories, and he usually picked sci-fi stories to tell us. So I grew up with a lot of E.E. Doc Smith and the Lensman series, as well as a few other classic staples. So I have been wanting to read more sci-fi and get more into it, considering the fact that 50% of what I do read is fantasy. And also taking into account the fact that I've actually read several of the most hyped sci-fi books, including The Martian and Ready Player One, I wanted some really good recommendations. So I went and just looked it up on YouTube, and one of the first videos that came up was Adam Savage's favorite science fiction books. Tongue twister. That shouldn't be, but it is. So Adam Savage had posted a video talking about his favorite science fiction books. And as I was watching this video, I was really inspired to read all of them. Thus, this project was born. I am going to be taking on a project reading all of Adam Savage's favorite sci-fi books, the ones that he specifically lists in that video. If you're curious, I'll leave the video linked in the description box below. So how is this going to work? Basically, I am going to pick up a book and I'm going to start reading it, as one does. And I'm going to vlog myself throughout the reading experience. I do weekly vlogs, but I'm going to have like separate clips talking specifically about that book. And then at the end, I'm going to sit down and just film some final thoughts. There's the video. As far as what order books are going to go in, I'm going to start with The Left Hand of Darkness. I actually have already read 2 chapters of it about a month ago, and I took a clip of my initial thoughts. Oh my gosh, actually, you know what? I have already read a chapter of Dune, and I have a hilarious clip of myself being so confused about what I just read. And I'm definitely going to put that in the Dune vlog. So I have The Left Hand of Darkness and The 3-Body Problem already available to me. Left Hand of Darkness is on my Kindle. 3-Body Problem, I have the physical book. And I have a hold placed on Dune for the Kindle book of it at my library. I checked out the physical book in February, but after reading that first chapter, I decided to wait on that one. Yeah, but now that the movie is coming out, I really want to read it soon, even though it was very weird. Anyway, so I'm first going to pick up The Left Hand of Darkness. This is your announcement. I'm starting with The Left Hand of Darkness, and at the end of that video, I'll tell you which one I'm going to pick up next. Probably 3-Body Problem, unless Dune comes in very unexpectedly quick, considering the library is estimating I still have 6 weeks before I get that ebook. I don't have access to any of the other books. I might have to get creative with how I get some of these books if this pandemic continues during this project. And I don't have access to the library, which has most of these in physical form, but I can't get any of them right now. I wanted to invite all of you guys to join in with me. So starting now, go ahead, pick up The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin, read it, and then I don't know how long it's going to take me to read that book. I'm going to try to have it done by the end of next week or the week after. Maybe just, we could say the end of April, but I also don't know. I don't know, I'm still getting a feel for projects like this. So if you want to read along, go ahead, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter to talk to me about it in the meantime. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to share more about all of this with you guys. I'm really excited. Like I said, I grew up on sci-fi, and most of Adam Savage's books that he mentioned are like classic sci-fi books, including Dune, which was so weird. Maybe it gets less weird. My dad says no. I also picked a hashtag for this. So on all social media platforms, you can use hashtag Savage Sci-Fi Faves. It's the most catchy that I could come up with, considering what I'm working with. I kind of considered doing Savage Read Along, but that sounded, I mean, it does sound really, really cool, but I'm also not officially hosting a read along to this, since I'm not going to give myself extremely strict time frames. Sorry. I may choose to give myself more strict time frames in the future with further books in this whole thing. But right now, I'm just testing it out, testing the waters to see how it goes. If you're really curious about the whole list of books, I will now read them to you. The Neuromancer Trilogy by William Gibson. I'm only committing to the first book. Snow Crash by Neal Stephenson. I've already read Seven Eves by him and it was pretty good. Dune by Frank Herbert. Like I said, I've already read the first chapter and that was so weird. IQ84 by Haruki Murakami. I've actually heard several people talking about this one recently, so I may push it further up the list as far as what order I pick it. Girl on Landscape by Jonathan Lethem. Yeah, I know nothing about that. Shikasta, Colonised Planet 5 by Doris Lessing. Apparently this one is like a report that aliens make about Earth, which is a colony that they established, or something like that. Sounds cool. The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin. I have read 2 chapters of that one already. Odd, but not nearly as weird as the first chapter of Dune. And The Three-Body Problem, whose author's name I forgot to put in my bullet journal. Sorry. So that's everything we got. Feel free to find me on Instagram and Twitter if you want to talk to me more about this. But yeah, what sci-fi books would you guys recommend? Have you read any of these? What did you think of them? And how are we feeling about that new Dune movie and everything that's come out so far? I'm going to link an article that I saw on Twitter earlier today. It was really cool. Beautiful photography. Hope you guys are having a lovely day. I look forward to talking to you guys in the comments below. And like I said, feel free to find me on Instagram and Twitter and talk to me there. My mom will be on me for slouching. What am I saying? That sentence was confusing. I am so editing that out because my husband watches my videos, but it's fine. Bam. Got it all.